I'm so confused.
I didn't say this at the start, so I'm gonna say it now. This is completely spoiler free, and it only took me 14 hours to do so, and it was not in a sexy way. It's too early for this shit. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is for you. For me, it is 7:05 a.m. and I kind of want to be asleep because sleep, it was lacking yesterday. But here we are. But also, hi, in case you don't know who I am, my name is Charlotte and I make videos on YouTube and I'm very tired right now. What we're going to do today is we're going to attempt to do the 24-hour reading challenge. There are several ways to do this. One is to just read straight for 24 hours and see how much you've been able to read. I don't do that. I like I said, sleep is not something that always occurs, but I do need it. So I'm going to attempt to do the 12 hours today and 12 hours tomorrow method, and because I kind of want to see if I can do 12 hours straight, I do have to include audiobooks because otherwise my brain would just die. I also do have a family that kind of relies on me, and I can't just tell them to, no, I'm not going to make dinner, no, I'm not going to get you to football practice, no, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, just because I want to read. So I am going to also rely on audiobooks. If everything goes to shit, I'm just going to do the timer method where we have a timer for 24 hours and that will take however many days that will take. But it will all be in one video. Oh my god, it fell over. Oh no. The little to be considered pile we have is this a little fantastic, cute gang. It's romances, it's fantasy, is this sci-fi fantasy? I don't really know. This is a mystery. So we have a little bit of everything. Just quickly, the titles. We have Off to the Races, One True Loves, Honor, Nothing Like the Movies, Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, Dungeon Crawler Carl, The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy, and last but certainly not least, Murder Bimbo. That's like the little to be considered gang that we have. But at my heart, or in my heart, right next to it, I am a mood reader. So if none of them spark joy and tickle my fancy, I will just read something different. I'm supposed to have fun as well, right? I'm supposed to enjoy what I'm reading. So we're going to set a timer for 24 hours. Do I already have one? I do. The first book we are going to start with is going to be Mistakes Were Made, just because I am 56% into the book and I kind of do want to finish it before I start something else, because I never, and when I say never, I mean I never read more than one book at a time. Maybe like if I really want to read a book and it doesn't have an audiobook, I'll do an audiobook and a physical read, but I just don't like it. I get confused. I am confusion at that point. I don't like being confusion. So we're sticking to one book. We are. So we're going to start with Mistakes Were Made by Lucy Score. This is a small town romance. Zoe is extremely whimsical. I see a lot of myself in Zoe and what Zoe has been told when she was younger. It isn't trauma in that sense at all. It just gets mentioned that she was too much and she needs to calm down and not, finish people's sentences and stuff like that. So far I am enjoying it. This is, to its core though, just a small town romance. Like there's nothing in this that is breaking barriers or doing something fancy, blah 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 blah. This, at the end of the day, it's just a small town romance, and it's exactly what I needed at this moment. Gage is, well, for lack of a better word, he's a little bit anal. But I love this family. If you've read Story of Our Life, it is the Bishop family he belongs to, and they bicker like they are 10 years old in this book. Well, they do in the first one as well. And I am just having a wee old time. Just having the best time when I'm not dead tired. I've been yapping for way too long and I got interrupted by my kid as well. I have my handy dandy little buds. Is that what Samsung calls it? I don't know. I'm going to put them in. I'm going to block out everyone else. Oh, they're fully charged as well. Couldn't have planned this better if I tried. And we are going to start the timer and we're going to read and we're going to see where the world brings us. Okay, are we ready? Let's... Oh, hit the button. Do this. Okay, so I just finished Mistakes Were Made, and I have just under 20 hours left, and I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. I did almost all of it through audiobook. If I didn't read it as I was listening to it, so like immersive reading, because this is like the perfect audiobook for me. It's so much fun. The banter, it's a story that just flows in my mind perfectly as an audiobook. So I had a lot of fun. I think it's going to be like a 4-star. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the audiobook a lot. I also put on my face because I'm an idiot and I got it in my head that I had to do something, but I didn't. So I went out and I got myself some drinks because I didn't have any snacks for this. And I feel like I should be able to snack while I'm doing this. I feel like that should be a rule, you know what I mean? And I got everything set up outside while I was listening to my audiobook. And then I realized that my neighbor is literally spewing shit on the fields next to us. So God knows how long I'm going to be able to sit in that smell, but okay. Let's figure out... Oh, I have the lid as well. That's hot. Let's figure out what our next read is going to be. This was like a cutesy, small town, rom-com type of book. Not to get confused with a Hallmark type of book, because those are two completely different things, just so you know. I don't know, I don't feel like I want to go into like another like cutesy little thing, so I think maybe one of these should be the one. And I really want to read this one. I don't know much about it. I haven't seen anyone talk about it online, but I saw it at the bookstore. I actually went out to get this one and I saw this one and I just immediately wanted it. I was like, murder bimbo? Yes, please and thank you. On the back it says, I am a 32-year-old sex worker who just killed a politician. Please turn me into a feminist anti-hero. So maybe we should do this one, but we're gonna do it without the dust jacket on, because I don't like reading with the dust jacket on. I'm gonna start reading and I'm just gonna put in some music or brown noise or something. The birds start annoying me, and we're gonna start the timer again because I did pause it because I wanted to finish up out of here before I sat down, so it felt right to pause it. So there we go, it's back on. Yeah, we're gonna start Murder Bimbo and see who she murders and if we're okay with it, because sometimes, you know, we're okay with murder. We are okay with murder sometimes. So let's just dive into it, shall we? My dog is enjoying the sun so much. Ah, I love spring. Okay, so I decided to move inside because my neighbours, they were having a very loud conversation and they weren't that far apart, but they kept on screaming and it didn't sound like a fight. But yeah, I've read Act 1. It's 100 pages. I have 18 hours and 30 minutes left, a little bit under 18 and a half hours left. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. It is set with, I mean, from the blurb, you got it like, it does have a lot of American politics in it. And I do kind of advise you to read trigger warnings if you have specific trigger warnings, because there is stuff that happens in it. Not very descriptive, but descriptive enough. But it is very interesting. The only thing that kept on going through my mind when I was reading about this politician that she accidentally, you know, murdered, which we know because it's on the back of it. His name is Meatneck, which is a fantastic name for a politician. It feels like he is the main character in the manosphere. He doesn't believe in women's rights or women's wrongs. So it's very interesting to read her point of view. Now, the first act, and I think maybe the entire book is written that way. Maybe not the ending. I don't really know. It's only emails that Murder Bimbo sends to Justice Bimbos. You're only reading what information she is willing to give after everything happened, which naturally makes me believe that there are information in this that we're not getting because she's only telling her part of the story. But it is very interesting. I am having a surprisingly good time reading it. This isn't like my normal read. I usually like fun, fluffy things that do not get too emotional, and do not get me wrong, this isn't emotional per se, but usually I just like a feel-good book. I like feel good. Anxiety, depression, sometimes feeling good is not in my forte. So I like when a book makes me feel good. But this is actually very fun. I am enjoying it a lot. I also have, that's part of the reason why I haven't read Daisy Jones and the Six yet, because that is interview form, and I sometimes have a little bit hard of a time staying in it because I don't know, there's just something about it. But I am having a lot of fun, and like I said, we're only reading things from her point of view, or at least Act 1 is only from her point of view. And every single name she writes out in the emails, she has changed into something completely different, like DC, eyebrow, walnut. Like she's given all these men that she works for cover names, not necessarily to cover their ass, but to cover her own. So I'm having a lot of fun. I think a few more hours and I will be done with this. So I think I will be able to get it done before the 12-hour mark, which will make me very happy. Technically, I can say that I finished 2 books, even though I was halfway through one of them. But that was almost like 500 pages. It's a very thick book. So we're going to finish this and we're going to see what we're going to jump into. I'm hoping that it's going to keep my interest. It was a little bit hard to get into to start out with. I do have to say, I thought the beginning of it, just it feels like you're getting too much information. You don't really know if you need that much, but it kind of makes sense now that we've gotten this far. She is explaining who she is and how she ended up making the choices that she ended up making. I am enjoying it. I am having so much fun. Now I'm gonna go completely over to the audiobook for a little while because I really want to get some more Lego flowers, because I just really want to build some Legos and I don't have any to build. I've been wanting to build some for days, but I haven't gotten any. So we're gonna go switch over to the audiobook and we're gonna keep on listening in the car and while we're at the store, and then we'll build some Legos while we finish this book, and then I might have to take a break because my kids come home. Okay, I just arrived at the store. I just have to tell you guys, I'm listening to the audiobook, right? I'm so confused. I am literally so confused, which I hope is the point. But yeah, I don't know what to believe right now. I'm so confused. Now I'm gonna run in and get the Legos so that I can go home and just be confused there instead. Because what the fuck? Okay, I am back home. I have 17 hours left on the time. I'm now on Act 3. I am a little bit confused. I'm still a little bit confused. Well, and I think that's the point. Everything is going to wrap up nicely now. Act 1 and Act 2 is basically the same event told 2 different ways, which first, when I realized that was what they were doing, I was like, oh, but I already know this. Why do I have to read it again? But it was actually pretty fun. Like I am enjoying this severely. It's giving matchmaker for psychopath kind of vibes. So we are with them in this moment, and this is what is happening, and there's not really that much else, even though you do learn a lot about her. So I am about to start Act 3, as I said. I have this much left. I'm hoping I'm going to finish it before dinner, which I might need to start pretty soon because football practice and everything. So yeah. Oh, also their website was wrong, so they didn't have the Legos in that I wanted, so I've ordered them, but that means that I can't build them until later this week or even maybe next week. I'm so sad. But I mean, it was either that, like order them, the ones I wanted for an okay price, or pay way more at a different store, and I didn't want that. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna switch to the audiobook again because I need to start the dinner and everything. Right? Let's see, I figured out where I was in the audiobook. I have an hour and 5 minutes left of the audiobook, so hopefully I'm going to be able to speed through it. Well, I can't. It's Storytell. I can't have it any higher. I wish I could. I can't. But we're going to try and finish it either like right before dinner or right after dinner, and I'm going to update you when I am done. Okay, so I've stopped the timer. I'm just under 16 hours, and I finished this one completely. It's all done. Okay, I think the point is that you're supposed to be confused. I was okay with it. The last bit, like Act 3, I was kind of over it. Not necessarily over it. It was fun, but I was kind of yearning for something a little bit more. But if you read Matchmaking for Psychopaths and you like the way that one is built, I think you're gonna enjoy this one as well. I think at the end of the day, I'm going to give it like 3 stars. I had a fun time. I'm very glad that I read it. It's a different type of book per se, but am I going to remember it in like half a year? Maybe the cover, maybe not what it's about, but I did it, finished it. So what I decided that I want to do now, and I have paused the timer so I can yap a little bit, but what I decided that I want to do right now is just dive into what I like best, which is a full-on smutty romance book. Yes, in diddly dee. Is that a surprise to anyone? No. This is Off to the Races. It's in the first Elsie Silver series. It's the Gold Rush Ranch book 1. And I just want to tell you guys, when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, this is so thick. Like, how much can you write? Jesus Christ. All of this is something else. Here's the acknowledgements, and I think this is like the chapters for the next book. So it's only this I have to read, and that makes it out to a little bit over 300 pages, 330 pages or so, and I think we can get that done. I am aiming for like 4 more hours of reading today, and it's almost 5:30, so I don't really know how well that is going to go, but we're going to try, and we're going to try again. I am kind of on track, like kind of, but not really, because I started reading at like a little past 7, like 7:15 in the morning today, and I'm going to be done at like 10 if I go for 12 hours of reading. But I have paused the timer every time I've had to do something where I couldn't listen to the book or read the book, just to kind of, stick true to the 24 hours. And apparently on a day where I said I was going to do anything, I went out. I mean, I listened to the audiobook, I had the timer on, that was fine. I have had several people call me today that needed to talk to me, and I had to pause the timer, and I've yapped for like half an hour, so it's on me. Then Tom came home, kids came home, all the fun stuff. But yeah, I have provided myself with a little boba tea when I was out driving the kid. I'm actually soon going to go pick him back up again. And so we're going to read, we're going to drink, we're going to enjoy our time, and we're going to see if we can hit the 12-hour mark today. I might be able to hit it when I go to bed. Like, I'm going to read for the last bit when I go to bed, but we'll figure it out as we get along. But yeah, so I didn't say this at the start, so I'm going to say it now. This is completely spoiler free. I'm not going to spoil any of these books. I'm just going to talk about my thoughts and feelings and all of that fun shit. You know what I mean? Next one, let's clock in and see how far we get. Okay, so I've gotten through a good chunk of this book. Now remember, like, a lot of this is just... Where were the acknowledgements again? This it's just extra. So yeah, got a good chunk through it. I have 55 minutes left, and then I've read for 12 hours today, and it only took me 14 hours to do so. So yay me. I don't think I told you guys what this one is about when I picked it up, and that's honestly because I didn't know. So this one is about Von and Billy. Von takes over, or did he already run it? I don't really know, but they have two companies. One of them is a farm with horses that are used for... Words are so hard right now. I'm getting so tired. Reading for 12 hours straight is pretty... and not even straight, but still. What's it called? Horse racing. Jesus Christ. They have horses for horse racing, you know, with jockeys and everything. One is just management, basically, but Billy comes there to train some of the horses and to take care of them. Now, Billy is a baddie. She just hit someone with a whip, and it was not in a sexy way. Like, it was a full-on smack them, tell and go, you just screamed, now tell me it didn't hurt. I love her. I have to say, out of all the Elsie Silver books I've read, these are my favourite. They feel like... it feels like a debut novel, which I actually think it is. I actually think it is a debut novel. But I am having fun. It's easy, breezy, lemon squeezy. It's pretty exactly what you expect from a book like this. And you meet Violet Eaton. That's how you meet the Eaton family, apparently. I am having fun. It is fun. I do enjoy it. I think it's nice. I think it's probably missing something to get like a step up to be the Chestnut Springs series or the Rose Hill series, which is my favorite one. But I am having fun. I am enjoying it. I am gonna listen to the audiobook for the last bit because my eyes are bleeding, and I think I'm gonna play Tomodachi Life while I do so and see if my brain can function. But then that's it. We hit the 12-hour mark, and I think when we hit the 12-hour mark, I'm gonna be like halfway through, so we can kind of speed through it tomorrow before I go to the dentist. And we're gonna have... but when I go to the dentist, I think I need to have the next book just ready to jump on into it, so we'll have to look at that. But I am having fun. It is an easy breezy lemon squeezy ranch cowboy type of romance. Is it the best one? No, definitely not. But it is easy breezy lemon squeezy. It's Elsie Silver. I think a lot of the humor and all of that I'm used to from her isn't in this one. But then again, I feel like when I go back and I read their backlog, when I have an author I like and I go and read their backlog, usually the first ones are where they find their groove and they figure out how they want to do the banter and stuff. So I didn't expect miracles. It is indeed the next day. I read for like 12 and a half hours yesterday because when I was done with my 12 hours, I had like half an hour left of this one, and I wanted to finish it. I wanted to get it done. I didn't want to have to read like a few chapters today. I wanted blank slate. You know what I mean? Oh, hello, son. Okay, whatever. I wanted a blank slate. This one, I don't know. I didn't really care about them as a couple. I didn't really care about what they were fighting about. And I don't know. I thought like the third act thing was a little bit... because at the end of the day, it's, you know, employee boss, and he kind of needs to just do his job. I don't know. I wasn't really into it. I'm giving it 3 stars. I'm gonna keep on reading this series. It's just that this wasn't my favorite couple. I didn't really care that much about them, so we're gonna move on from that. Then I've read today, naturally, I'm this far into this book, which is called Honor. It's in the Skyridge Hotshot series. I don't know what book this is. I just picked the one I thought sounded the most fun. I knew going into this that she was a widow because it's on the back. What I didn't really read was that she has 3 kids. The kids are very present in the book, and I don't know how many more times I can read about her losing blood circulation to her arm because she's carrying the car seat and doing everything by herself. And I don't know if I want to keep on reading it, to be honest with you. Part of me is like, I can speed up the audiobook. I can be done with this in like 3 hours and I can kind of just get through it. The other part of me is like, why should I keep on reading it when there's like nothing really dragging me into the story? I feel like I've read 90 pages, but except for like a chapter, I've read the same thing over like 80 pages. It's just been the exact same thing. It's been her complaining, him yearning, her complaining, him yearning, which doesn't really necessarily have to be a bad thing. It's just that, I don't know, I don't need to read about her complaining about being alone more, if that makes sense. But the point I'm coming up to now, she is going to have a girls' night. Like her mother-in-law is going to come over and have the kids. I was wondering, how long after giving birth to this kid is it? Can't remember. Does it say? No. Wait, does it? Here? 3 months later. Okay, yeah, that's not that bad. So she's going to have a girls' night. I might read and see if that's where it kind of picks up. But if it doesn't pick up, I'm either going to reread, play along, because I just need Isaiah and Kennedy in my life. I feel like Isaiah and Kennedy is missing a little bit. Like, I love these books. There's something in these that it's just, and even though I say Malachi, the third book, is like my all-time favorite, like I love him more than anything, I think I enjoyed this book more, but I have to reread it to kind of confirm my own suspicions. Or we're going to jump into Dungeon Crawler Call. I really, really want to read this. I really want to get through it. I want to see what all the fuss is about. I know there's 8 books in the series. I take forever to get through series, so the sooner I can start, the better. But yeah, I think like that's where we're going to go. Or we're going to do 6 Scorched Roses. That's like a novella. It's like 200 pages. So I might also do that if I just want like a little bit of a little drip of fantasy in there. But we're going to keep on reading. We're going to see where it takes us. I am going to put in my headset right now and listen to the audiobook. See if that helps. See if listening to the audiobook gets me more into the book, because it's kind of like Mistakes Were Made. I enjoyed that audiobook so much. I enjoyed the audiobook more than I enjoyed reading it. So I listened to most of the book. But we're going to see. We're going to keep on reading this one, and if not, we're just going to change it. I have to leave to go to the dentist in like half an hour. So I'm gonna try listening to it and then probably make a decision before I get in the car, because I don't want to listen to the audiobook in the car if the book is just not for me, because then I'm just going to zone out. So we're going to see. We're going to see we're going to see. We're going to give it another try. We're going to sit here, we're going to read, and we're going to see for like another 5-10 minutes or so. Also, a side note, for those of you who are like very observant, you might have seen when I start my timer, I started with a timer that says like 24T, which means hours, but it's just Norwegian. And then the next one I started, it says 16T, which is 16 hours. That is because I was going to start my timer, but I accidentally hit the reset button. And then I had like 15:57 something on the timer when I hit the reset button. So I set it to 16 hours. I don't know if I'm punishing myself by giving myself extra 3 minutes, or if I'm helping myself by giving myself extra 3 minutes, but that's the tea. So if you see that change, it's literally just because I am stupid and I keep resetting it. So now, where are you? So this is a screenshot. See, nothing happens when I'm clicking it. It zooms in. Now I take a screenshot every time I stop the timer, so that if it happens again, I know where to start it. Because nobody accused me of being smart. He calls her mama. I can't, okay? Ugh. Also, he calls his penis a chubby. Dude, you're 43. Just call it a penis. I don't like it here. I am now at the dentist. I paused the timer. I have 9 hours and 13 minutes left. I kept on listening to Honor, and I get that it's supposed to be like a slow burn, yearning, teasing. I'm just not into it. I don't know. It also feels a little bit weird that her mother-in-law is kind of pushing her towards him. I get she wants her to date again. I get that she wants her to be happy again because I mean her son isn't there anymore, so she should find someone that makes her happy. I get that fully. It just feels a little bit weird. I don't know. And he still keeps on calling her mama and I just can't. Let's see, how long do I have left? I have 2.5 hours left of the audiobook. And part of me really wants to see it through, hoping that it's gonna turn around at some point. But then again, is it worth it? Dentist, done. I'm gonna go do some grocery shopping now. I have decided that this one, yeah, I'm gonna DNF it. I'm just not into it. I have a little bit under 9 hours left. I have like 8 hours and 55 minutes and 50 seconds to be exactly at what time I paused my timer. And yeah. The minute I decided that I was not gonna keep on reading was when, I mean, they were getting hot and heavy and it was fine. But she keeps on pointing out that she's bigger. Like her sleeping shorts were on the thicker part of her thigh. And I'm like, why not just say upper thigh? Like, why do you have to keep on pointing out that you, like, what size you are? Because if you were teeny tiny, you wouldn't be like, oh my God, it looks like baby, you know? I didn't like that. And then she wanted him to touch her somewhere that was like a no-no for her late husband. And I'm like, the husband you have 3 kids with and you have been with your entire life, the only person you've ever been with, you didn't like him, you didn't want him touching there after you have kids, but you want the guy next door to touch you there? Yeah, no. And I understand that urges change and the way you enjoy your body and the way you like other people to enjoy your body changes with time. Understand it completely. Do not get me wrong. It's just that the first time you sleep with someone new, you usually don't want them to do something that your husband didn't get to do. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go into the grocery store. I think I'm just gonna start play along. I have it as an audiobook. I have it on my e-reader. I have it as a physical copy. If you don't know, I love Liz Tom 40, okay? I just want a silly, goofy, make me kick my feet, giggle romance. And then at the end, I think I'm gonna start Dungeon Crawler Call. Maybe I should switch it. Oh no, I'm putting myself in that predicament again. Okay, so I've paused the timer again. I have 6 hours and 41 minutes left. After I went to the store and everything, I just listened to Six Scorched Roses. It's Crown of Nyaxia novella. So you're supposed to read it in between book number 1 and book number 2, but you can technically read it whenever. And I think you technically can read it as a standalone. I liked it. It was fun. I really enjoy the human vampire thing. It's not Twilight, but it's giving Twilight vibes, only it's not as cringy. And I had fun, but I do wish I read it in between book 1 and book 2 though, or that I read it straight after. So the next novella I'm definitely going to read between book number 3 and book number 4, just so it's more, I don't know, in my brain already. I don't know if that makes sense. But now the thing is, I kind of need to make a decision. A decision has to be made. I can either just go straight to Dungeon Crawler Call, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards, but I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it in 6 hours. Well, I kind of know I'm not going to be able to finish it in 6 hours, even if I do the entire thing through audiobook. So let's just see. Shall we? I start you.
This?
Oh, this is Audible. And I take you up to the speed where I usually end up listening. It's actually 6 hours and 26 minutes, so I could actually finish Dungeon Crawler Call today if I don't read this. But yeah, so if I finish this, I'm definitely not going to be able to finish Dungeon Crawler Call, but I could also finish Dungeon Crawler Call and just start something at the end, because I'll have like 20 minutes left. Isn't it like 20? Yeah, I have 6 hours and 41 minutes. And technically, if I do everything through audiobook, it's going to be 6 hours and 26 minutes, which I have a feeling that I'm going to do most of it through audiobook, because now it's getting so late in the day that my kids are coming home and Tom is coming home and everything. So it's easier to just put the plug in while I'm doing other stuff than it is to keep on going back and forth to the book, because then these 6 hours are going to turn into 12 hours, if you know what I mean. We're gonna jump into Dungeon Crawler Call, and I'm gonna do the audiobook. Everybody says the audiobook is fantastic for that one. I just opened up, I was, see, there it is. Oh, can you see it? we're gonna start with this one, and apparently your mom. No, oh, I clicked something. Your mom. If you don't know what Dungeon Crawler Carl is, it is an 8-book series, but it is about Carl and a cat named Princess Donut, from what I understand. I've read this much. They get stuck in a video game. Something happens and they get stuck in a video game and they have to get through, I think it said 18 levels to get out. And right now they've just entered and Carl is trying to figure out how to open the loot boxes that he got from the achievements that he already have done, and he's being told no because he has to finish the tutorial first. And as a gamer, I feel that, especially if it's a game you've played before, you're like, yeah, come on. So I am very intrigued. From what I understand, this one is supposed to cover the first 2 levels. And I don't know if it's like 2 levels, but that, I don't know. I have no idea. But it is interesting. It is supposed to be pretty funny. So I am excited about that. I have giggled a little bit, especially about the comment about, you know, not being able to open up his loot boxes and stuff because he hasn't finished the tutorial. I don't know if this is a book I would recommend if you aren't into gaming or if you don't know much about how a game usually works. But I love gaming, so I am enjoying this very much so far. But let's just hope that, you know, it gets intriguing, because I feel it's the same with books as well. Like the first few chapters, maybe like the first like 50 pages of a book is kind of like the tutorial of a game, where you get to know the characters, you get to know the setting, you kind of get to know the humor, the FMC, the MMC, whatever, to see if this is something you vibe with. And it's the same in a video game. The tutorial shows you how you do everything and you figure out if this is something you kind of vibe with or not. We're gonna keep on reading. Okay, so I have a little bit under 4 hours left. Well, I have 4 hours and 4 minutes left on the timer, and this much is how I've gotten through. This book is actually very funny. It's a dungeon crawler, so it's a lit RPG. It's funny. I am finding it to be funny. I'm having a very, very good time. The only thing is that it's 7 p.m. right now, which means that if I finish it today, it's going to end up being 11, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I was hoping I was going to get to start reading a little bit earlier after the kids came home, but then shit happened, you know, and I didn't. So I was hoping I was going to be done by 9, maybe 10 like yesterday. Well, it was more than 10 yesterday. It was like 10:30 when I was done yesterday. And I was kind of hoping I wasn't going to be done later, but it looks like I will be, unless I do immersive reading and I speed up the audiobook way more. So I might actually do the last hour tomorrow. I would probably read an hour tomorrow anyway, so maybe I'll do an hour or 2 tomorrow. So I think I can safely say now that I probably won't be able to finish it today, but I mean, we're gonna finish it no matter what, you know. Life happens, shit happens, we're all just here for shits and giggles anyways. So yeah, I think actually I'm gonna read for as long as I want to, and I'm gonna finish the rest tomorrow. I'm not gonna put any extra pressure on myself because that takes the fun out of it anyways. Good morrow, everybody. It's breakfast time. Like I said, didn't get to finish the timer yesterday. Shit happens. Life happens. I wasn't going to push myself and read until like 1 a.m. So I decided to just finish today, which is completely fine. Now I know that the next time I do this, I should just break it into 3 days anyways, so I don't push myself too hard. But now I've tried at least. I have this much left of the book. According to my handy dandy e-reader, that is 53 minutes. And the timer has 1 hour and 3 minutes left. I gave my dog a toy, like a brain toy, to get food out of, and so if you hear him, you're welcome. I think I'm gonna put my earbuds in my ears and I'm gonna listen to the book for the most part, because I want to eat and I want to build some Legos. But what I think about the book so far, I am really enjoying it, to be honest with you. I can understand why people say that it's the same over and over again, because it could feel a little bit repetitive. But I mean, it is a video game. A video game is, in a sense, also a little bit repetitive. The things that change are, you know, the monsters you fight and the things that happen around it. I personally think this is very, very fun. I think the announcers are fun when they read up the new achievements. I think the way it's formed is very fun. There is a lot of, like, if you look into it or you think while you read, which I don't always do, you can also kind of correlate things that are happening in the book that is like this intergalactic game show that also happens on Earth. Right? For instance, now they are getting interviewed. The show, the guy that is interviewing them, he is just called Maestro. And it says, this Maestro guy was the worst kind of bully. A bully with an audience. And the type of interview it's a round table interview. So, you know, like Fit and Fresh or the whatever podcast, however you want to put it. You can see by the way he talks to the audience and gets like the audience to engage with him, and the way he narrates it and talks to them, he wants to humiliate them. You know, the difference is that when people go on these types of podcasts, they have said yes. You know, they kind of know what they're going to. They don't really have a choice in this one. But I am enjoying it a lot. I think I'm going to get myself something more to drink. I think I have like one Dr. Pepper left. I think I'm actually going to have that one for breakfast. And I'm going to listen to the audiobook, and I'm probably going to read along on this one because it's easier to clean than this one. Not that my breakfast is that dirt, but you know, so I don't like touching the food and then touching the book. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm done. I finished this thing. Now, to be fair, a lot of it was done through audiobook because people rave about the audiobook, and I get it. It's so much fun. I'm very into this. You know what Do you want to know what I did? Wait, I'll show you. I've paused the timer. We have 9 minutes and 9 seconds left. But while I was like getting close to the end of the book, I went ahead and I bought the 3 next books. Is that a little bit obsessive? Yes, it is. Do I know if I want to keep reading after book number 2? No, I don't. But I got them. But this was so much fun. I love the way they, even though it's supposed to be completely unknown for us because it's intergalactic, it's, you know, somebody else has done this to Earth, they still have the same elements that Earth has, like the round table interview type of stuff, and so you still kind of get that drip in. Oh, I loved it. I had so much fun. This is like a 4.5 stars for me. I enjoyed it a little bit too much. And I was wondering if I should just bring my tablet with me, because I'm going to the spa now, right? I'm going to the spa, and then I'm going to swim in the pool, and I'm going to relax a little bit, sit by the fireplace. Oh, it's so pretty there. But I'm wondering if I should just bring my tablet and just start book number 2. I'm going to download it right now. Okay, so I think that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to start this one, even though it's a standalone, so I can finish it. You know, I'm so into this series right now that I kind of want to jump into the next one. Also, at the end of the audiobook, they were like, oh, new achievement, congratulations, you read a book, which I thought was hysterical. So that's what we're going to do right now. We are going to read for 9 minutes, just so we're done, and then I kind of have to run. That was it. We're done reading for 24 hours. How do you feel? Do you feel okay? Do you feel great? I should probably have some stats for you now, but I just thought about it. Like in my head, I just went, maybe I should check how many pages I read. I don't know. I have no idea. I read half of Mistakes Were Made by Lucy Score. Loved that book. I felt very seen in that book by Zoe. So I found that book to be fantastic. I had so much fun reading it. Then we read Murder Bimbo. We read the entire book yesterday. Off to the Races, which is the first Elsie Silver book in the Gold Rush Ranch series. Then we read Honor. I'm so sorry, Your Honor. I didn't like it. Then we read Six Scorched Roses, and this is probably the one that I talked the least about. Then we jumped into Dungeon Crawler Carl, which you just saw me finish. We read a lot in 24 hours. Now, I must say, I think I say it all the time, but I'll say it again. I do have ADHD. I am also dyslexic, so I do heavily lean on audiobooks, but most of these were done with audiobooks while I was doing other stuff like making dinner or putting on the laundry, stuff like that, or while I was immersive reading. So I was reading while I was listening, but that's just the best way for me to consume it. It's my favorite way to consume it is by listening while I'm reading, because I feel like I get more of the story in than just doing one of the two. Thank you guys so much for spending some of your precious time with me. I really do appreciate it. You know, if you like Princess Donut or you want to learn more about Princess Donut, hit that like button and click that subscribe button, because I've heard Princess Donut really likes attention, and I will hopefully get to see you all in the next one. Bye bye.